Hey, the Tao Daily Tarot read for today, just around the corner, of course. But here are your heads up cards. This is the overall Oracle card, which says you have to come to the edge. And these two cards back up that story. You're ready, just not yet. I think the eclipse season is going to be what pushes you ahead. We'll get all the details. It's a fabulous read coming up in just a moment. Well, hello and welcome to this latest edition of the Tao Daily Tarot. Glad to have you here. It's always more fun when you're here. Miss you when you're not. Tell you what, we got a great reading today, but before we start on it, how about if we take care of a little bit of essential business for the first-timers especially, not so much the long-timers or the cross-watchers. You've probably been here before, but for the first-timers, what separates this tarot reading from every other tarot reading are several things. First of all, it's archetypal. I take a look at the images on the card. I only do generally 8 cards from 4 different decks because the Tao, by definition, is the simplest, most direct path. So 8 cards usually is enough. Sometimes I throw in a 9th. It all depends on where the cards lead me in this whole situation. I also strictly read energies. I do not predict. There are too many variables, and when people start predicting for you, it seems like they're putting you in a box. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, you're going to meet this person. If it's love, it can be love on so many different levels. Could be for your children, for kitties and puppies, or how about a box of chocolates? It's love, right? So I never predict. I never put you in a box. You know what your life is like, and that's the important thing. I want to empower you. And to that end, I call this reading an energetic weather report. Okay, I look at the energies of coming, going, pushing, pulling. Those are very important because you stop and think for a moment. Those energies. Things are always coming into your life, always going away, always pushing, always pulling. It happens. That's life. And so with the energetic weather report, there could be 7-8 billion people on the planet. These energies apply to everybody. But they have to decide how these energies fit into their lives. And that gives you the freedom. That gives you the power. It's, well, think of it this way. When I say an energetic weather report, if you live in an area where the weather is variable. You want to know, is it going to be sunny today or cloudy? Are we going to get rain? Are we going to get snow? What kind of weather are we going to have? Or what kind of weather are we going to have, for that matter? In that case, this is the value of the Tao Daily Tarot. It gives you the frequency weather report, the energetic weather report. You know the energies. And then you make the decision, you make the fit in your life. Whether it's falling in love with somebody or getting another box of milk chocolates that you absolutely love. It's love. Same thing, right? Alrighty, I also do something called the Hyper Shuffle, and I try to get this read within about 10 minutes, providing I can keep my mouth closed and my mind focused. Not always easy. I mentioned just a moment ago something called the Hyper Shuffle. Let me show you, huh? And there you go. There is the Hyper Shuffle. Let's get to today's Tao Daily read. The overall Oracle card, the overall temperature in this energetic weather report is come to the edge. And the number up here, 36, equaling a 9, meaning wrapping up a cycle. Come to the edge. You know, when we look at this past year, so much has changed. And yet so much has remained the same, but in a different form. And we are at a point, I'm thinking, as we're entering this eclipse season, because we're just days away now from beginning it with the full moon. I'm thinking that's what it's going to take, or that's where you find yourself right now. Coming to the edge of a decision, of a movement, of getting off of center. Let's go to the energies of coming and going energy. 9 of Pentacles. Self-sufficient, independent. I think that's what many people are striving for. They value their sense of control in their lives. They value their independence, which has been in some way mitigated or changed over this past year. You're not as independent. You have other people set rules, values for you, and you have to see if you can fit in or not. And so that's, I think, what's going on as we're hitting this eclipse season. How do I gain my freedom, my independence, the things that I value above all else? Remember, Pentacles, value. And we go from there to another energy coming, going. This is the Three of Pentacles. Again, valuing the ability to collaborate, to work together, for contact. We've been separated. In so doing, you've kind of lost your independence. Stop and think about it. Alrighty? Got to stay away from people. Got to stay away from people. But I think you've gotten to a point where you said, you know what, I've worked out a system in my mind. I know what's valuable to me, my independence, my control of my life. And I think I'm going to get back out and let's start to build a life again. That's my sense of this read, because Pentacles all over the place, and Pentacles are what you value. We now go to the energies of pushing and pulling. We have the Two of Wands. This is looking out into the future, optimistically, hopefully. You decided, you see he has two wands, one that he is lifting, and in his right hand he has the globe. In other words, he sees the bigger picture, or trying to. And with the two, it always means making a decision. Where does he want to go in his future? What kind of a life does he want to live? Where will the enthusiasm, the joy, the happiness, the excitement be? That's what he is determining with that two right now. It's, again, a question of values, I guess. Speaking of, Seven of Pentacles, sitting back. You are. I are. We're looking back and going, okay, I know the things that I value. This last year has really, really given me a good, clear list of the things that I value. Am I going to stick with that list, or am I going to try something else? Is it worth going on? Because that's what the Seven of Pentacles is all about. Yes, I've made the effort. Yes, I have a pretty good idea of what I want, what I value. The question is it worth the battle? We go to the first magnifier card. Speaking of battle, we got the Five of Wands. This is a lot of noise over nothing. This is fighting or battling for no purpose, no point. And it really kind of saps your energy. And that's probably what's been going on for a whole lot of people this past year. Struggling to try to find their way through all of this. In a way, kind of struggling with the system. And really, apparently, in many regards, not getting much accomplished. Even though there was a fair amount of energy. Even if it was internal energy, there was a fair amount of energy put forth. There was no point, no purpose to the fighting, to the struggle. Because it appears it didn't resolve anything. And again, it's left you in the lurch. Five of Pentacles. Again, what you value. The Five of Pentacles means you're left out. Or at least you feel left out. You feel out of step. Certainly with what you value. What's important to you, you can't seem to get there. And yet, as you see from the picture, the stream of light. It's available. It's there. It is simply a change in perspective. But you can go after what is important to you. And I think that's what the eclipse period is going to bring. And then we go to the vice versa cards. I said at the beginning, maybe sometimes I will add an extra card. This is a case in point. So what do we have here? Let's kind of go in reverse a little bit. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. He wants to make an offer of love, of commitment. But he's not ready. Not yet. But it's there because he has a clear set of values. And he wants to step forward. But this is not the time. So for the moment, again, we have a reversal card and the vice versa card. This is the Four of Pentacles. If it was forward, it would be holding on to what you have. In reverse, this means you're keeping it all quiet. You're keeping it all secret. For the time being, you know what you value, but you're not going to share it with the world because you are not yet ready to step forward and make that offering. But you're very close, and I think the eclipse season will do that. You have already, as I said, had a chance to firm up your values. You've gone through your value system time and time and time again. You know what's important. You're ready to do it. You've fought all year to try to fix things within the system, so to say, and you've given up. You're deciding that you're going to have to go it alone. You are going to have to go to the edge. And that's a scary step. That's a big step. But again, it's a 36. That's a 9. That's the end of a cycle. And I believe very strongly that that's what will happen in this solar eclipse period, beginning with the full moon at the end of this month. Very, very, very fascinating and excellent read. And you can see how it affects everybody on the planet, but I don't predict. This energy is there for everybody. It's a question of how you apply it to your life. That's why I do things the way I do. Hey, like, subscribe, hit that bell, let the people at YouTube know that you like this, and then you and I have a chance to get together again. Tomorrow I do a brand new read, because you know I do a brand new read every day, 365 days a year. So if you're not here tomorrow, of course I'll miss you, but it's easy enough to catch up with me at any time. And the next time you and I have a chance to talk tarot, I will love the opportunity. I love doing this with you. Between now and that next visit, blessings.